back to the grind with the only free MMA channel that fucking matters, full-time MMA. And I want to get this done as fast as possible because my girlfriend just left to take my brother's girl to work. And I seen some pretty naughty questions in here when I was glancing over them at work. And I'm not going to be able to answer those comfortably with her sitting right beside me. So I'm going to get that shit done right now, dude. So let's get into it. First things first, Bubs is still with the first question. Let's go. Day one hitter on deck. First of all, let me shout out the day one hitters. Shout the fuck out. Top shelf hitters, the free hitters, the lurker hitters, the troll hitters, and the lady hitters, and the motherfucking unsubscribed hitters that ain't hit subscribe yet because you got fucking fat ass lazy fingers. Fucking clowns, I'm just playing. But hit that subscribe button, bitch. Let's get into the Q&A. Bubs of Steel. Here's the first question. What do you think's going to happen when it comes to middleweight gold? Whitaker seems to be badly injured enough that we can't expect him to fight until next year. I guess he could keep the interim belt while the UFC books Bisping vs. Yoel for the real one. I would fucking love to see that fight booked, especially in this manner since Bisping probably thought he wouldn't have to face him. That's a good point. Anyway, what's your thoughts on the middleweight championship situation with Whitaker out of the mix and the champ needing a fight to be booked? Honestly, man, I don't think they can do that. But just because of what you said, that would be fucking funny as hell if Michael Bisping still had to fight Yoel after he lost. But just because the fact that there's an interim title, I don't honestly think they can do that. I think it has to be Robert Whitaker. It's not like he's just the number one contender getting skipped. It's like he has the interim gold. So the only fight I could see them doing for Michael Bisping is a catchweight fight that's not for the belt. That's the only fight I could see happening. Now, I mean, this is entertainment. It's the new UFC. They might do some crazy shit, but I just don't think it's like contractually possible for Michael Bisping to fight anyone besides Robert Whitaker, even though Robert Whitaker's injured. But one thing I'll say is, you said Michael Bisping needs a fight booked. Well, shit, it was just, last month he was too injured to fight Yoel Romero. So, I mean, he's healing the injury. Let his injury heal up a little longer. I mean, it's not Robert Whitaker's fault that Michael Bisping was too hurt to fight Yoel Romero. So Robert Whitaker capitalized on it, won that interim title shot. So it would be dope. I would love to see fucking Michael Bisping versus Yoel Romero, especially like you said in this manner. But I just don't even know if that's possible. Like just because Robert Whitaker actually has that interim title. So what I see happening is either Bisping's going to have to wait for Whitaker, or Bisping's going to have to fight a catchweight fight, or just any fight that doesn't put the belt on the line. And so, I mean, honestly, I think Robert Whitaker will be healed up probably by Madison Square Garden, and I'm sure Michael Bisping would be happy fighting at Madison Square Garden. So I think by Madison Square Garden, I think that's when this fight's going to take place. They're going to unify the belts, most likely at Madison Square Garden, because I believe that's in November, which is about 4 months away. So as long as Whitaker can, get healed up in the next month, and that'll give him, that might not be possible. Shit, he'd have to get healed up and then do a training camp. So if he can get healed up and rested up in about a month, maybe 2 months, then he'd have a month or two to train still for Madison Square Garden. But it would be pushing it, but maybe even the year-end card. So what I think's going to happen is I think he's going to have to wait on Whitaker or fight a catchweight. I don't think he's going to be able to defend the belt against someone else. So that's my thoughts on that. Next question, Jordan Walsh. Is John vs. DC the biggest fight of the year so far? Yes, so far, because Conor hasn't fought this year. Ronda Rousey hasn't fought this year, and even then, this grudge match, this rematch, it might be bigger than a Rousey fight at this point. So, yeah, just because Conor McGregor hasn't fought this year, yeah. But if you're talking about scheduled, it's not bigger than Mayweather-McGregor. But, yeah, MMA-wise, it's the biggest fight of the year so far, for sure. Who do you see Jordan Walsh again, who do you see Conor McGregor facing if he comes back to the UFC? If he came back right now or right after the Floyd fight, it would be Nate Diaz or Tony Ferguson or Khabib. Damn, this one's a hard one. Maybe not Tony Ferguson right now, if Khabib's ready. Let's see, if we're talking about right after the Mayweather fight, I'm going to say Nate Diaz, just because he's not doing it for the money. He's going to be doing it for personal reasons, so it's going to have to be somebody that Conor McGregor wants to fight. He don't really give a fuck about Tony Ferguson. He actually doesn't want to fight Tony Ferguson, I'm pretty sure, because he sent Dana White that text message, and he was like, why would you even pay that dude? He didn't fight Michael Johnson when you found him a fight, so I'm pretty sure Conor's not too happy with Tony either. So Conor said he'll either fight Khabib in Russia, which I don't see the UFC scheduling a Russian UFC pay-per-view anytime soon, definitely not by the end of the year. So since I think it's gonna have to be by the end of the year, I think it'll be Nate Diaz because he can fight Nate Diaz anywhere. Doesn't have to be in Russia. He's bigger than Tony Ferguson. It's an insane trilogy fight for the lightweight belt. I think it would be Nate Diaz. That would just be the biggest fight, and I think Conor's going for the biggest fight. So let's go with Nate Diaz. Jordan Walsh. Could John beat the top heavyweights? No, not in my opinion. I don't think he could beat Steve. I mean, he'd beat a couple of them, and maybe if he bulked up and like they were talking about with Amanda Nunes when she was talking about fighting Cyborg, she would have to change her strength and conditioning and not, if he was planning on going back and forth between 205 and heavyweight, I don't think so. But if he planned on transforming his body all the way into a heavyweight and bulking up permanently, then yes. But as a guy that's a lightweight, I don't think he could beat Stipe. Alistair, I would probably pick Alistair. Alistair's a little chinny at this point. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying we've seen him get touched and get wobbled pretty easy to heavyweights. I don't know if John Jones has as much power as heavyweights. Well, clearly not as much as heavyweights, but I don't know. I don't think the top three, he'd probably beat some from fucking top four down. But yeah, if he was an actual heavyweight and he wanted to go to heavyweight, I think he could beat all of these guys. I think, like, pound for pound wise, he's better than all of these guys. Just size matters a little bit. So, especially guys with a wrestling base would probably have a better time against John Jones. Jordan Walsh. What's next for Chris Weidman and Kelvin Gastelum? For Chris Weidman, I hope Yoel Romero or Luke Rockhold. That would be a good fight. Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold rematch, and it doesn't even have to be for the belt. Yoel Romero, Luke Rockhold. It can't be fucking Gegard, unfortunately. Yeah, I would say that's what I want to see. I definitely don't want to see him versus Bisping at all. I don't think he earned a title shot yet just because he talked a little shit between Bisping. I don't think so. So Chris Weidman, I'm going to say Yoel Romero or the winner of Luke Rockhold, David Branch. Kelvin Gastelum, hopefully 170, man. I don't want to see him just fucking getting wrestled. He was too small in that fight, as I thought. So Kelvin Gastelum, hopefully welterweight, and he'll be a contender at welterweight. He's got a chance to beat Tyron Woodley. I don't think he can beat Tyron Woodley. As a matter of fact, he already lost to Tyron Woodley, and Kelvin Gastelum missed weight by 10 pounds and then still lost to Tyron Woodley. So I think he can be a top 5 guy at welterweight, but I don't see him beating the champion currently. But the rest of I would love to see him fight against any of the top 5 welterweights, or even Woodley. I just don't think he'd beat Woodley. So I would like to see him, though, versus Maya Masvidal, Wonderboy. I got a lot of respect for Kelvin Gastelum. I gained more respect for him after his last fight versus Weidman. Even though he lost, his stock raised to me in that fight. He put a man on deck. He fucking set Weidman on his ass, and he almost beat a wrestler who's a weight class above him. So respect on Kelvin Gastelum. I'm looking forward to his fights at welterweight. My predictions for the UFC 214 card, I'm actually going to do that today or tomorrow. I don't have that card pulled up. I will, I think somebody already asked who I'm picking out of Jones and Cormier, so I'll answer it right here, too. I'll answer it again. I'm going to go ahead and root for Cormier just for the trilogy fight. John Jones, I like John Jones, man, just as much as anybody. He's my dude, I'm rooting for his success and all that and him to get his shit to, but at the same time, man, he's already talking about partying out of the country, party planning and shit. Someone said his birthday's the day after the fight. Well, dude, you can either choose to celebrate your birthday a week after you win, or you can fucking plan on doing coke and sandblasting hookers the day after your fight. But in my head, I don't think you should be planning on sandblasting hookers the day after your fight. Oh, that was so funny. And Daniel Cormier said he's sandblasting hookers. I don't even know what sandblasting is. It's fucking funny. And I'm not Googling it right now either. Actually, no, I'm going to Google it right now. We're all going to find out what sandblasting is. Sandblasting. Blasting hookers. I'm putting that in Google right now. Sandblasting hookers. Enter. All right. Daniel Cormier finally explains sandblasting prostitutes. Okay, this should be good. What? I didn't even know this was real. He finally explained sandblasting prostitutes. Good. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, sandblasting prostitutes. I hope I don't have to watch the fucking video. He said it involves a whole lot of cocaine. Let's see. Alright. So we set up. Oh no, don't make me watch a damn video, you fucking clown. Here we go. Sounds like a blast. I'm clicking play. Alright. Sandblasting hookers. Here goes Daniel Cormier. I wonder if you guys are going to be able to hear this. TMZ, can you guys hear this?
Sandblasting prostitutes.
What is sandblasting prostitutes?
Honestly, I didn't know I didn't know exactly what that was a few days before.
I hope you guys can hear this.
But then my main man comes through with the material, Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold gave him
what
it.
It is, it's a term.
It's a term.
It's a term. I just turned my butt towards the scanner to get into Fox. Because my wallet's in my pocket.
Shut up, bitch. Tell us what sandblasting is. And I don't mean, I'm not calling them a bitch. I just say that all the time. It's like saying,
I guess it means you take the cocaine, put it on the prostitute, snort it, then blow your face in it and it makes like a cocaine cloud, like a cloud of cocaine just in the room.
So you put the cocaine on a prostitute, and then you snort it, and then you blow it like a cloud, like a smoke. What? What the fuck? That shit is corny as hell, dude. I don't know. It's funnier not knowing what it is, just saying you sandblasting hookers. So that's what we're doing. And by the way, man, whenever I fucking say the word bitch, that shit just comes out. I'm not fucking calling these fucking clowns bitches. That's just my fucking lingo. That's how I fucking talk. If I'm talking about, man, what the fuck, bitch? Like, that's just how I do it. And that's, yeah. So I'm sure there's gonna be people that take it out of context, but that's not with my fucking intention. So I don't give a fuck if you get it out of context. Eat a dick. So, I don't even know how I got there. What's your predictions for UFC 214? I'm gonna do a prediction video really soon after this, so I'll leave that for that. But I'll just say, quickly, Cormier, Woodley. Who's the other champion fighting? Who's the other champion fighting, you fucking turds? Cyborg. Cormier, Woodley, Cyborg. As far as Robbie Lawler Cerrone goes, I'm gonna go. Damn, that's a good fight. Ooh, I don't even want. I'm gonna just pick that as fight of the night. I'm gonna have to do more research before I pick that fight. I can't do that off the top of my head because it's gonna change after I do my research, most likely. So next, Dominic Nowasick. My bad. 5 upcoming fights you're looking forward to the most. Jason Knight versus Ricardo Lamas. John Jones versus Daniel Cormier. Tyron Woodley versus Damian Maia. The most. Sugar Sean O'Malley's UFC debut, but I won't count that because you probably don't give a fuck about that. I'm not. Lawler Cerrone for sure. I'm looking forward to Pettis Moreno, but that's probably not top 5. Gegard Mousasi's debut. Boom. You didn't say UFC. Gegard Mousasi versus that Slemslenko dude. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I can't wait to see Gegard fight again in Bellator. Don't give a fuck. All right. Rory McDonald's fight, too. If GSP's coming back, I'll be looking forward to that. Have I been to any UFC fights? If so, which ones? Fuck no, dog. I haven't never been to a UFC fight. I have never been to a fucking Bellator fight. Bellator's a far closer to where I stay, so I might go to a Bellator fight soon. But, no, I've never been to a UFC fight, dog. I ain't never did a lot of shit, man. I'm looking forward to the future, man. I ain't even gonna get into that, but there's a lot of shit I haven't done, dog. A lot of shit I plan on doing. Fuck you mean, dude. Brian Velez said, fuck you talking about, dude. That's what I'm talking about, dude. 20 times Man United, tits or ass? Lord JK. Well, I'll answer. I'm more of a ass guy. I'll take both. I'll tell you. Hey, bro, I'm not picky, man. I'll take tits, ass. I'll take one or the other. I'll take both. Shit, if you ain't got none, you might have a cold ass mental. Fuck you mean, dog? You might have the best tough game. What the fuck you mean? I'm not picky, brother. I'm very open minded and all type of shit. So I don't give a damn what you, as long as you ain't a fucking Momo. That's what I tell you. I don't want a fucking Momo. I don't want a chick that watches fucking Love and Hip Hop and fucking that type of shit. That I don't want at all. I don't like fucking Momos that you gotta just. Ugh, that shit, that fucking pisses me off. There could be a chick that's kind of like cute, and if she's a fucking straight jackass, like just dummy, it literally turns me off. Like I just see a dumb look on your face, and I'm not excited. And yeah, I'm a thinker, so if you don't fucking think, I don't know. That's just me personally. I know some people don't give a fuck about that, and like I said, you can be a Momo if you got, like you said, TNA. You can be a Momo, but I don't know. You gotta have some fucking loyalty too. And Momo, I don't know, man. You got an idea, but I'm open-minded. I don't care. It can be tits or ass or tits and ass or something else. What the fuck you mean? So, favorite fighter of all time. Man, it used to be Anderson Silva, but shit, the way he's been looking, it's definitely not no more right now. Who's my favorite? Gegard Mousasi. Gegard Mousasi. Whenever it was Anderson Silva, I didn't even know who Gegard Mousasi is. Right now, my favorite. Oh, you said favorite pay-per-view. Oh, you said both of them. Okay, favorite fighter of all time. Right now, it's Gegard Mousasi. That's my fucking dude. Second, I mean, I fucking love John Jones. I just don't like his most recent antics and how he hasn't been in the cage and all type of stuff like that. Favorite, like, entertaining fighter of all time, I like that Chael Sonnen shit. I don't like his fights as much as his trash talking, but Conor McGregor and Chael Sonnen, I love the trash talk mixed with the fact that they're fighters. So, yeah, Chael Sonnen's fights definitely aren't as entertaining as Conor McGregor's, but I do like that shit a lot, that fucking entertainment value. But as far as my favorite fighter, man, there's a couple, but Gegard Mousasi, then, like, I really like TJ Dillashaw. I like, who else? Demetrius Johnson, I like a lot, man. He's an underdog. I've always rooted for underdogs, like, since a fucking kid. So I like Demetrius Johnson. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. He's like the entertainment factor, not as much, but I do like Demetrius Johnson a lot more than other people. I like watching his fights, man. It just impressed me. Even his last fight, you know, when you think he can't impress you anymore, he goes in there and fucking submits a black belt. So he just continues, never ceases to amaze me. I watched versus Cejudo. He went in there, tore him up. I mean, I just love watching Demetrius Johnson fight personally. I'm not that guy that's like, they're too small, even though I feel like I might be too big for the guy. If Demetrius Johnson slapped my girl on the ass, me and Demetrius would be going head up. I can't say the same for motherfucking Brock Lesnar unless I had a weapon or some shit. Then we'd be going head up, dog. But I wouldn't be just throwing hands with Alistair Overeem. I'll tell you that much, homie. I'm gonna get a new bitch. Fuck you mean? I ain't, yeah. You might say, oh my God, how could he say that, bitch? Because I don't give a fuck. I'm not one of them clowns that's just gonna lie for my ego. Oh yeah, I don't care who it is, no matter what. If Alistair Overeem slapped my girlfriend's ass and she acted like she liked it, I would be mad. Like, no, dog, take the bitch. What the fuck you mean? There's plenty of fish in the sea, dude. Shit. I'm not that guy. But if I got a weapon, though, what the fuck you mean? I'm gonna hold my own shit. If she's not down with it, what the fuck you mean? I'm gonna find a weapon. But I'm not that guy, dude. Like, y'all know, dude, I ain't the fucking... I'm not gonna be that guy that sits here and fucking lies to you all day. I know some people in real life, I don't care who it is. When I've fucking seen them in real life, when it's a bigger guy, they get a little fucking shy. And when it's a smaller guy, they force the issue. A lot of you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know people like that. They act like, oh yeah, bro, I fucking trained a little jujitsu. I'll fight anybody. And then whenever you see him fucking around with a bigger dude, they're like, you know what? I ain't gonna let him. I'm not gonna stoop to his level. But when it's a smaller guy, you motherfucking pushing the action. Like, oh yeah, what's up, little dude? You think you can? Then you really want to fucking get big and bad. But I'm not that dude. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and lie. Alistair Overeem is in the bar and he's fucking comes up doing some crazy shit. I'm not gonna say, unless, like I said, where I stay, it's the Wild Wild West. You can keep a 40 on you. So if I got the 40 and my life is threatened, yeah, nigga, yeah. And that's just how it is, man. I'm not gonna sit here and try and fucking trade. I'm not a fucking fighter, dog. I'm a custodian, so I'm gonna hit your ass with the motherfucking broomstick, dude. I'm gonna run your ass over on one of these custodial machines, dog. Fucking fuck you, me, dude. And a lot of people probably don't like what the fuck I had to say there, but bitch, you're probably one of them dudes that lies and says you'll fucking fight anyone, anywhere, anytime, no, nowhere, no matter what. Yeah, bro, come at me, bro. Go eat a dick, bitch. Now you know where I stand on that. Dominic, Noah, Zick. Fantasy matchups, your picks. Prime Anderson versus Prime GSP. Big Nog versus Lil Nog. Stipe versus Jones. Okay. Cruz versus Aldo. Ferguson versus Holloway. DJ versus TJ. Alright. Prime Anderson versus Prime GSP. I'm going Prime Anderson because Prime GSP didn't want no smoke with Prime Anderson. Prime Anderson's a little bit bigger than GSP, so Prime GSP's not going to be able to wrestle fuck Prime Anderson like he would want to. Big Nog versus Lil Nog. I'm going with Lil Nog, dude. Fuck you mean? Little brother's on deck. Let's go. Give him the big brother beat down. Big Nog can get it just like motherfucking Lil Nuts Big Microwave can get it. Fuck you mean? He's only older than me by 11 months, not a full year, so you ain't really big nothing. Fuck you mean, dude? I can't fucking wait till I get this clown on the fucking microphone or something, dude. Fucking rip his shit off on a whole nother channel. Anyways, Stipe versus John Jones. I'm going with Big Stipe, dog. Fuck you mean? Cruz versus Aldo. I'm going with Aldo. Cruz has had multiple leg injuries and shit. Aldo's gonna fuck his shit up with them leg kicks, and he's a little bigger. So Tony Ferguson versus Max Holloway. Ooh. Ooh, yo, I'm going with the young Max Holloway. You got me fucked up. I've seen Tony Ferguson clip multiple times and just fucking wobbling, skating. And I've seen my boy Max Holloway just do impressive shit time after time and time again. Continue to impress me. Sort of like Demetrius Johnson. So I'm going with my boy Max Holloway. He's a little smaller, but I think he'll get the job done there. DJ versus TJ. That'd be a good fight, man. If it was at bantamweight, I'm definitely going with TJ Dillashaw. At flyweight, I would go with Demetrius Johnson because I've never seen TJ at flyweight. If it was at 130 pounds even, I might go with TJ. But I'll just say it, at bantamweight, I'm going with TJ. At flyweight, I'm going with DJ. Pound for pound, as of right now, I would say DJ edges him out, but TJ Dillashaw is one of my favorite fighters, and he's probably a little underrated. Especially on the pound-for-pound list since he hasn't got his fucking title shot again. Lost a close title fight to Dominic Cruz. Then he had to beat 2 #1 contenders, and here he is still waiting on his title shot, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm definitely not throwing any shade on TJ. He's definitely one of my favorite fighters, and I think he's one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Jordan Walsh, do you see Max Holloway losing his belt on his first title defense, or do you see him doing a couple title defenses? I don't see Max Holloway losing on his first defense. If he just fucking went out there and took out Aldo in that fashion, who's going to beat him? I mean, Frankie Edgar is the only reason that this could work, but if it was just like Cub Swanson, Ricardo Lamas, all these dudes, I would have him holding the belt for a while. Frankie Edgar's the only guy I think that can end the Blessed era early, and that's probably going to be his first defense. But if Max Holloway can get past Frankie Edgar, I think he'll have the belt for a while. Definitely, probably more than a couple defenses. But his first title defense, first Frankie Edgar, that's going to be a good fight. But we did just see how Max Holloway put a good whooping on Jose Aldo. And we've seen what Jose Aldo did to Frank. But you know that's not how MMA math works. So let's get to it. Who do you see losing and keeping their belt this year? I pulled up this damn thing just because I knew there was going to be some shit like that. Demetrius Johnson keeping his belt. Cody Garbrandt, well, shit, he's going to be injured this whole damn year, so he's probably going to be keeping his belt, but if he fights TJ, he could lose it. So I see Demetrius keeping it. Cody Garbrandt could lose it. Max Holloway keeping it, but that Frankie fight, though, but that might not be this year. Who knows? Max Holloway keeping his belt. Conor McGregor keeping his belt. He's probably going to fight Nick Diaz and beat him at 155, in my opinion. I don't know. It's going to be a good fight, man. But I do think Conor, I'm going to give him the edge, though. I see Conor keeping his belt. He's only going to probably fight one time this year, and I see him keeping it. Tyron Woodley keeping his belt. Michael Bisping losing his belt to Robert Whittaker. If they fight before the end of whenever he fights Robert Whittaker, I'm going to pick Robert Whittaker, but I still like Michael Bisping a lot. One of my favorite fighters, man on deck. And, that's what it is. I do see Michael Bisping losing his belt to Robert Whittaker, though. Robert Whittaker is the motherfucking dark horse, and he's been proven. He took out Jacare, took out Yoel. Motherfucking, Luke, do you think if he beat Jacare and Yoel, he couldn't beat Weidman or Rockhold? Because those were the 4. It used to be Yoel Romero, Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold, Jacare. Those were the fucking 4 killers in middleweight. Then Mousasi stepped up, and he got put in the top 5. Then the UFC didn't re-sign him after he beat Weidman. So then you got Jacare, Luke Rockhold, Yoel. Robert Whittaker already beat Yoel and Jacare while we're waiting on Bisping to take a fight and shit. That's not Dan Henderson. So Robert Whittaker's came out. He's proved that he's the best middleweight in the world to me at this point. Besides Gegard Mousasi, he don't have to worry about that guy. So I got Robert Whittaker winning the belt. Daniel Cormier, I see him keeping his belt. Fuck you, mean dude. I don't know though. John Jones could win. I'm just going with Daniel Cormier for multiple reasons, but shit. Pound for pound wise, John Jones is a better fighter, but he's got so much shit going on. His mother passed away. He's planning on partying and sandblasting hookers the day after his fight. I don't know. Daniel Cormier's got if Daniel Cormier loses this fight, it's literally going to murk his legacy. It's not going to murk his whole legacy. Maybe he moves up back up to heavyweight. He's still undefeated at heavyweight. But it's just going to look bad. Like, yeah, you were the champion, but you were never able to beat John Jones. Damn. I don't know. And if Daniel Cormier wins, it sets up a fucking trilogy fight that's going to be huge. So they will both be the first person to beat each other. So I'm rooting for and picking Daniel Cormier to keep his belt. But like I said, I don't think he's a better overall fighter. Like pound for pound wise in their prime, I think John Jones is better. But And Daniel Cormier is even falling out of his prime. John Jones is still in it, but John Jones has been out. John Jones might not be able to use his same dick pills he was using. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Daniel Cormier to keep his belt. Stipe Miocic, I see him keeping his belt. I mean, whoever he fights next is probably going to be someone he already fucking knocked out, unless it's Cain Velasquez. Because we got Alistair ranked 1, Fabricio ranked 2, Junior ranked 4, and then you got Francis ranked 5. And so Cain Velasquez's fight date got pushed back. So he's probably going to fight Francis Ngannou or Alistair over him next, and he already fucking beat over him. So I got Stipe keeping his belt for this year since it's already over half the year. All right. Next question. I feel like we've been going a long time off a little bit of questions. Holy shit. All right. Favorite basketball team? Man, I used to be a Team LeBron guy just because I liked fucking arguing against everybody and that hated LeBron, and I just like being that guy that fucking defends my points and just shits on people. But really, I don't know. It's fucking my favorite basketball team. Shit, dog. Let's see. The Nuggets are one of my favorite teams. The Warriors, how could you not? That's like Conor McGregor. How could you not be a fan? They're fucking coming out here and smoking shit, fucking three-pointers, making the game fun to watch and shit. Steph Curry with the shot. Fuck you mean. Klay Thompson out here. Andre Iguodala. They got Kevin Durant now. What the fuck? That shit's almost unfair though. Whenever I heard they got Kevin Durant at the Golden State Warriors, that shit made me not even want to watch basketball even less. Like, oh wow, they're gonna win every game, and then they came out and won almost every game. So my favorite energy drink, man. Lately I've been on these fountain drinks at this big gas station, Quick Trip down here. I know everywhere Quick Trip isn't the main gas station, but down where I'm at, Quick Trip is a bigger gas station, and there's this energy drink they got. It's called like Rooster Booster, and I get that shit in the fountain drink. But I have been a Red Bull guy, a Nos guy, Zions guy. You remember Zions used to be all over the UFC and shit. They got this cherry lime Zions that I fuck with a lot. But yeah, the Nos, sugar-free Red Bulls and shit. I drink sugar in them too, but I want to switch to sugar-free. Yeah, Nos, Red Bull, Rooster Booster, Zions. I'm not a big Monster fan, honestly. I used to drink. I don't like the taste as much, but yeah. Then they're gonna be the ones that fuck around and reach out and offer me a sponsorship. I'm like, oh yeah, but you said we're the ones you don't like. So I fuck with Monster. Yeah, you know what it is on mine. So I gave you what you need. I think. Oh, I like this question. Fuck you mean MMA from the Heartland, my motherfucking dog. Let's go. Why is MMA Talk such a little faggot bitch who thinks he's tough? I'll tell you exactly why. I'm going to guess because he played organized sports when he was a kid, and he probably had a little bit of money, so he didn't really have to, he was a little entitled, and he won some he was never the best in his class, but he still has some participation trophies in his fucking cupboard, so he thinks he's cool. He thinks someone gives a fuck about his opinion. He never learned as a kid. This is something I still try to teach people, because I know this is a fact for myself. No one gives a fuck about no one wants to hear what you think. They want to hear how you can either help them or you to agree with them. Other than that, you're not gonna get anywhere. So he's just a little fucking beta cuck that didn't learn. He's probably didn't have any older fucking siblings to put his ass in his place when he needed it. Probably fucking that's why. And you heard him talk. You know he sounds like a little baby back bitch. He responded to you. Why is this grown-ass man riding your dick? I'll snap both your necks. You wouldn't snap a fucking rat's neck, dog, if it was coming after your cheese. Fuck you mean? You literally are a fucking little clown, dude. I'm not even gonna read all these responses. That's literally, he's taking Bubs Steele's old diss. Oh, what? Literally, that's what people are gonna say. Oh, you're a fan. You're a dick writer. Hey, I got something you can fucking write on MMA Talk. How about a motherfucking troll hitter call tonight? Since none of these other fucking trolls want to put a woman on deck and make that call, motherfucking, we can get it going. Let me guess. Oh, my phone doesn't work. Bitch, you know what it is. You know the email, fulltimemma1@gmail.com. Send me that shit again, because I don't got your little shitty old phone number. And if you motherfucking want to do that second troll hitter call, you can let everyone hear how fucking shitty you sound again. Or they could just click on your little, you know what? Yeah, they can click on your little dirty ass one video you got with your fucking 3 subscribers. How does your fucking videos got like 20 views and 30 thumbs down? Explain how that shit works, you fucking clown. So that's MMA Talk for you. That's why he's such a, what are your words, a little faggot bitch who thinks he's tough? There's your answer. MMA from the Heartland. You know he's a fucking clown. Alright, MMA from the Heartland again. Do you think Stipe will reign as champion for a while? If so, how many times do you think he could defend successfully? And who do you think is going to give him the most problems? Yes, man. Yes, I don't see. Honestly, I mean, it is the heavyweight division, so he can get clipped. Like in the Alistair fight, he got hit with the mean, what was it, like a shin or something, like a nasty ass kick right to the face, but it didn't put him out. If Alistair might have got hit with that same fucking shin to his shit, he might have went down just because he's been around a little bit longer. He's taken a little more damage. One second, let me take a drink of my drink. My girl just brought me one. That Rooster Booster. Fuck you mean, dude? So good. All right. So I actually do. Like I said, any of these heavyweights can clip a heavyweight and end it and upset the champ. But I do think Stipe is he's probably gonna have the belt for a while, man. He's beat out of the top 5 guys. The only 2 he hasn't beat are Cain Velasquez and Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, man, there's no way I could pick him against Stipe. I mean, I'd pick him just as a heart over head pick, just because I want to see Francis. I don't even know if I want to see him versus Stipe yet, bro. Honestly, I like Francis, but maybe it's just because it's been a while since he fought last. But the more I think about it, the less I want to see him get fucked up by like Stipe or Alistair. But it's heavyweights, he could definitely land something. But yeah, I don't see Francis Ngannou beating Stipe right now or in his next 2 fights. Maybe next year, possibly. Cain Velasquez, he's injured, so everyone else Stipe's already beat. So I do think he will. How many exact times do I think he could defend? He can defend it as many times as he wins that coin flip, bro. Like, it's not exactly a coin flip, but any heavyweight has a chance of beating Stipe, and Stipe has a chance of beating all of them as well. I just think he's going to beat a lot of these guys to the punch, as he already did. But if for some reason he takes too many hits in sparring or gets a little chinny on us, then he can go down just like the best of them. So, let's move up to the next question. MMA from the Heartland. Anyone know where Aiden King's fat ass is? I miss roasting that fat bastard. Oh, that's so fucking epic. I remember that fat bitch. Oh, that was the worst profile pic I've ever seen. That couldn't be real, dog. I really know that wasn't real. But if that was his real fucking profile pic, that's hilarious. What did MMA Talk have to say about this? Why is he on here defending Aiden King? He said, you have no video. Shut the fuck up. Your channel doesn't cover MMA Talk. Why do you care about MMA from the Heartland's videos? That's making it looks like you care about dude, how many times I don't care about my videos or my subs? Well, then why the fuck would you tell MMA from the Heartland that he has no videos? That means since you actually uploaded a video and it got terrible fucking reviews, you did care at some point. That means you do care that you only have 3 subscribers. That means you do care that you have more thumbs down than views. Oh, MMA Talk, get a fucking life, you clown. Jordan Walsh. Do you think that Sean O'Malley kid will, how do you think, actually he didn't say how, but I'm pretty sure you meant it. How do you think that Sean O'Malley kid will do against the 135ers in the UFC? Or will you have to watch him a couple more times to know? Honestly, I don't think he'll do too well against the top 5 at bantamweight. I don't want to see that yet. Definitely needs to, I want to see him like raised in through MMA right now. He's not ready for the killers of the division. I mean, just even during the fight, Uriah Faber was commenting on some things about where his feet were and how his hands need to be up when his feet are in a certain stance. He wasn't doing, but he's definitely got some flashiness to him and some entertaining shit to him. Kind of like, what's the guy that comes to mind? The fucking black dude with the red mohawk. Oh, somebody knows exactly who I'm talking about. Mark Diakase. Like Mark Diakase, he's really impressive too and fun to watch. But he that flashiness against somebody that just got the solid fundamentals probably ain't gonna work. And against all the top 5 guys, I think right now Sean O'Malley's only 22 years old. I mean, I don't see him being the youngest bantamweight champion ever or anything like that, but I do think in a couple years, man, I mean, shit, he's impressive. He goes out there to finish. He could do some shit, man. He doesn't have, I don't think, as much boxing, amateur boxing experience as Cody Garbrandt did, but at the same time, man, he's fun to watch. So, how do I think he would do against the top 135ers? Not too well. But against just the 135ers in the UFC, I want to see him fight like 2 or 3 unranked people before he starts fighting those top 15 guys moving toward the title shot. I don't think he needs to start fighting the top 15 guys till he's like fucking 24 years old. I mean, they might throw him to the Sharks, but that would be to me that would be such a waste of potential and talent and marketability. This guy's got a lot of shit. He looks like Little Dicky and stuff. He's funny. He fucking comes out there to perform, entertain, going for finishes, throwing crazy stuff, man. I don't know. I just don't want to see him fucking get fed to the sharks yet. I'd rather just watch him and enjoy him. I don't know. So that's what I think about Sean O'Malley. I don't think he's ready for the best yet, though. Not yet. Future, can't wait. Francis M. With Weidman and Bisping on Twitter arguing, who do you prefer and who would win? I prefer Bisping. 1 second. Yeah. I prefer Bisping. As far as who do I like more, Bisping's one of my favorite fighters and Chris Weidman's not. So I prefer Bisping. Who do I think is better overall? Bisping. I'm telling you, I am not the biggest Chris Weidman fan. Chris Weidman's got the potential to fuck Bisping, but Bisping's experienced. Bisping's gonna get in there and try and box his face off. Weidman's gonna keep going for the takedowns, trying to hold him down, trying to grind him out, and he's got a potential of winning like that. I just wouldn't be excited for it. Who would win? Yeah, I would hope fucking Bisping won. That's just me personally. Obese Level DC. Do you think the UFC purposely didn't give Conor a fight with Frankie because it would have been a tougher fight? And do you think Frankie would have beaten Conor? Now, I hope any of them boxing clowns are listening to this, because Conor fans, I don't care if you're listening to this, I'm a Conor fan. You should all know that by now. How many times have I been called a Conor dick rider? Do I think the UFC purposely didn't give Conor a fight with Frankie? What I will say is whether it was I don't know if it was the UFC trying to help build Conor up. I don't know if it was Conor's management trying to not fight high-level wrestlers in his first 5, 6, 7, 8 UFC fights. Somebody somewhere, I don't think it was Conor saying, yeah, I don't want to fight wrestlers, but I'm telling you right now, I have, or before, I don't know, before the channel and all of that, before I even knew who Quick Hits 1 was, whenever I was, I don't know, when was Conor fighting? It was before Conor fought Aldo, before Conor fought Mendez even. I used to be like, whenever I was doing the research on Conor McGregor, like, who are the high-level wrestlers he's fought before Chad Mendez? Like, I looked at his resume, I did the knowledge, I did the history, and it does look like somehow, somewhere, some way, they were avoiding the top-level wrestlers until Conor was able to get his wrestling up to par, which he did, and that's fine. I'm fine with it, but yes, I do think that happened. Do I think Frankie would have beaten Conor when he was at featherweight before he fought Mendez? And yes, I do. Frankie Edgar very well could have beaten Conor. Conor could have touched Frankie, of course, but yes, I will say that, man. And I'm not saying I don't think Conor would beat him now. I don't think Conor's got a bad matchup against wrestlers even now, like you've seen in the Chad Mendez fight. But I do think they helped let him develop his wrestling until he was able, had his defensive wrestling where it needed to be. And that's just what I do. I will say yes on that. Could you do a prediction on a Bellator card? 183 has Benson Henderson and Pitbull, Roy Nelson, and Aaron Pico. Ooh, I can't wait. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know who's at 182, because 181 happened when the press conferences were going on. So who's at 182? But yeah, I'll definitely be doing a prediction on that card. Fuck yeah. Bellator 183, yeah, that sounds like a great card. As Bellator is always considered the B League, how come guys successful from the UFC go there and don't always succeed, such as Benson Henderson, Lorenz Larkin, Josh Koscheck, Josh Thompson? Because, I mean, even though they're considered the B League, it's not necessarily just because they don't have any fighters that can beat a UFC fighter. They, at the very top of the Bellator divisions, the Pitbulls, who just beat Larkin? Lima. Those guys can definitely beat a few UFC guys. They can beat some. That's not why they're the B League, I don't think. It's because overall, the UFC has 15 solid fighters in damn near every division. Bellator might have 15 solid as far as elite top fighters in the world overall. With Gegard and Rory now, and so yeah, so that's why, because the UFC has way more good elite fighters than Bellator, so that's why they're considered the B League. Not because no one in the UFC couldn't lose to anyone in Bellator. Next, you say, who do you think would win between Mousasi versus King Mo if they had a rematch? The first fight was controversial because Mo lay and prayed while Mousasi did more damage, but Mo still won. I think Musashi would win the rematch. Mo could lay and pray, but I think Musashi. I mean, we've seen Musashi get up multiple times before, and they gave the decision to Mo or whatever. It was controversial. Musashi did more damage. I'm one of those guys that think the person who did more damage should probably get the nod. Usually, I usually lean toward the guy who did the most damage. Like, I so wanted fucking Dan Henderson's hand to get raised versus Michael Bisping, not because I don't like Michael Bisping, just because I felt like he did the most damage. But that's a little bit of a different example because, well, I don't know, because I felt like Dan Henderson, I don't know. Michael Bisping he was controlling the octagon, he was more active, so that's a little bit different, but yeah, man, I think Musashi would win the rematch. King Mo's probably not as successful at laying and praying as recently. He's got knocked out by Mirko Cro Cop recently, I believe. He went and fought somebody in another organization outside of Bellator and got knocked out. I'm pretty sure it was Cro Cop. But yeah, he's been losing a little bit. He's probably a little on the downside of his career. And as a person that was an athlete that was fighting, I think that tends to affect you more if you're actually like someone like Gegard, who's an experienced fighter, fucking real. I think Gegard's going to be better in his later years than King Mo. So I think Gegard Musashi would get that fucking W, and he should have got the first one. Because let's go, Gegard! Fucking favorite fighter, dude. I'm biased as hell on that one. Do you think UFC should make Brown vs. Arlovsky 2 loser gets cut? Fuck yeah, put that shit on the Contender Series. What the fuck do you mean? Send somebody to Bellator. Send them. I want to see that on the Contender Series. Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. That's where I want to see fight. Even though I'm sure it's not going to happen. Sure, I'll see Brown vs. Arlovsky 2. And yeah, fucking how about the loser and the winner get cut? No, I'm just playing. I like Arlovsky. Travis Brown, I'm not the biggest fan, but fuck it. He's cool. He's cool. I ain't too bad. I just didn't like some of his antics recently. So, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, man. Do you think Dominic Cruz should go up to featherweight if he's unsuccessful at winning the bantamweight title? Ooh, I don't know. I think Dominic Cruz should. If he's unsuccessful at coming back and fighting Cody, I think. One second. I think he should fucking just do analyst work or coaching, or I feel like Dominic Cruz has so much potential outside of just being in the cage, and he might even be. Like, we all know he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, Dominic Cruz, but he's one of the greatest fucking MMA analysts of all times. He has potential to be one of the greatest coaches of all times. Like, I like Dominic Cruz a lot, man. I don't think he has to keep fighting. What is he? He's had so many surgeries and injuries he's had to deal with, and I don't know. I don't think if he can't win his belt back, he should go up to featherweight. No, I don't think that. I don't want to see him go out like Anderson Silva, where he loses like 3-4 fights in a row before he retires. I'd rather him just, okay, he lost the belt, and then he tried to get the belt back, didn't work, and now he's fucking Dominic Cruz, the analyst, the once upon a time. Because then at that point you could say, you know, he was kind of the, I don't know. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, so I think he should. I don't think he should go to featherweight. No, I don't. Do you think Rory McDonald could have beaten GSP for the welterweight title? I don't know. I think he would have respected GSP too much or something. Like, they trained together. I don't even know if they would have wanted to fight. And don't Roy train out at TriStar or something? I honestly, off the top, before the Lawler fight, I want to say yes. Now, I mean, he still looked good in his first fight at Bellator, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to just say no right now. I don't think he would have beaten GSP for the welterweight title. And I don't know when do you mean? When GSP had the welterweight title, or if they were both in their primes, or yeah. So you said next, top 5 biggest UFC Bellator upsets. Ooh, awkward. Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey. Damn, this is gonna be hard off the top of my head. Bellator with the Aaron Pico fight, even though on paper it wasn't a super upset. Everyone just had so much hype on Pico. Top 5 UFC Bellator upsets, man. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head because I don't have like the odds or the favorites. I don't know who was always the favorite or the. And yeah, we're going off the top of my head. I'd have to have some examples. Like if you list some examples or something, that'd be too hard to just sit here. Not too hard, but I would have to sit here and think. And since I'm recording, I don't even feel like doing all that shit. But I'll just say yeah. Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey was pretty big. I'll just go off that one. That's probably the biggest one. Do you think Anthony Johnson was a gatekeeper for life, or do you think he could have beat the Ben Champ at light heavyweight or heavyweight? What about middleweight and welterweight? He fought there too. Shit. I don't think he was a gatekeeper for life. No, he definitely could have beat a champion if he landed the shot. But I don't know. He might have been. Yeah, I don't know. If he would have fucking went in there and tried to knock Cormier out, he might have landed. But he tried to take him down. So maybe he is a fucking gatekeeper. Because I don't know what type of decision making or what. That shit is so confusing. I almost want to put a tinfoil hat on for that shit. Just because how confused I am. I would have to come up with some crazy conspiracy to explain what I saw in that Anthony Johnson fight, but I'm not gonna do that right here. But yeah, I don't understand that at all. So I'm not gonna. I just gotta call him. I don't know. That shit was so weird to me. It's hard to even think about that. But at heavyweight, I don't see him being the champ. But light heavyweight, possible. What's next? Middleweight? I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. He could have been the champ at some point. I don't see him being a gatekeeper for life. I just don't know when it would have been, and that, like I said, that shit threw me off. So if DC loses to Jones again, do you think he should move back up to heavyweight? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes. What are you going to do, fight John Jones again for the third time? I mean, because he's already, the only reason I say that is because it's not like he's a young spring chicken. He's already fucking over, 35 years old? 37 or something? So he's only going to be around for 1 or 2 more years. So if he's able to beat Jones, he'll probably do the last rematch and retire. I don't see him going through a whole another, like grinding up 1 through 10 to. I don't see him fighting a bunch of contenders all over again. He's got the analyst job. He wouldn't be making the same pay. If he loses to Jones again, he'll probably just retire, honestly. But yeah, if he doesn't retire, he should move back up to heavyweight where he's undefeated. But there's some killers now at heavyweight. He might be better off just retiring and saying, hey, the only person I ever lost to in my entire career in 2 divisions was John Jones. So yeah, he'll probably retire if he loses to Jones again, and if not, he'll probably fight Jones 1 more time and then retire. You say, is DC better as a heavyweight or a light heavyweight? And who do you think would have won between DC and Fedor both in their prime? Well, I didn't watch much Fedor in his prime. And DC at heavyweight in his prime, or just DC in his prime? Yeah, I don't know as much about Fedor as a lot of people. But you say, is DC better as a heavyweight or a light heavyweight? Light heavyweight, I would say light heavyweight because he's a wrestler, so the smaller guys you fight as a wrestler just has to be an advantage. But at the same time, heavyweight he was undefeated. But I mean, light heavyweight he was undefeated until he fought John Jones. But who's to say he wouldn't have lost to Stipe or Alistair or something like that? So I'm gonna say light heavyweight. And as far as between DC and Fedor, both in their prime, I guess Fedor because he's regarded as a GOAT and he was a heavyweight, pound for pound wise. DC, I don't know. I didn't watch enough Fedor. I can't really comment on that one. Hey, my girlfriend just went in the bathroom, and here comes these crazy ass questions. My dog, Lo Flynn, he said some of the raunchiest shit ever, dog. Here we go. All right, Lo Flynn, would you tit fuck Misha Tate or Pearl Gonzalez? What? What kind? Are you saying which one would I rather? Either way, dog. I already explained it earlier. I'm not picky. I'm not even gonna get into it like that, though. I'm not gonna come out here and fucking dog myself out just to answer these questions, man. That's your opinion. It don't even matter who I would do it to, dog. Who would you do it to? That's all that matters to you. But either one of them could get it. Fuck you mean, dude. Infinity 007 said, how can I hit you up? Need to put a man on deck. Well, you can either hit me up on my email, fulltimemma1@gmail.com, hit me up in a comment, a fucking message, a fucking Snapchat, on fucking Twitter, or one of those, dog. Pick one. When you say put a man on deck, I don't know if you're talking about man on deck against me or for me, but I really don't give a fuck. Either way, put a man on deck. Fuck you mean. You said, Lowland, why is Chris Cyborg missing a dick? Cause she's a woman, duh. Low Flynn, never, never heard the full joke about the 3 men who were captured on the island and one found grapes and he squeals after 2 grapes in his ass. Alright, I'll tell you how the joke went. So alright, I'll say it again, even though I'm pretty sure I put it on the end of one of these videos on the new channel. So there were 3 guys and they were captured on an island. And the chief says, you must all go into the forest and find 3 of the same fruit or 10 of the exact same type of fruit and bring them back. And so they do. The first guy comes back and he's got apples. He gets the first apple in his ass, no problem. He gets the second one in, and he flinches, and he gets shot right in the heart with a fucking bow and arrow. Next guy comes back, and he's got grapes, so he's got 8 of them in, no problem. It's looking good. It's looking like he's gonna make it. But then he looks back toward the forest, and he just starts cracking up laughing, and he gets shot in the heart with the arrow because he was laughing. So when he gets to heaven, the first guy says, "Man, why'd you start laughing? You almost made it." And he said, "Because I looked back and I saw the third guy coming up with some pineapples." There's the joke. Full-time MMA. Who would you rather mouth fuck? Scarlett Johansson, Claudia Gadea, Michelle Waterson, or Cynthia Calvillo? Holy shit, I told y'all he was coming with the heat. Wow, I'm not going to just pick someone specifically. I'm just going to say whoever's got that water, if you know what I'm saying. If it ain't too fishy for me, man, fucking all of them can get it. What the fuck you mean? Full-time MMA. If you could have a threesome with only 3 UFC women fighters, who do you pick? Cynthia, Misha, and Pearl. Those are your picks, I'm guessing. Man, I don't know. I'm not just gonna go and do that. Like, I'm gonna answer these as low key as possible. But I'll just say, go back to my top 10 sexiest women list, and probably just pick the top 3. If you want to get crazy, put the top 4 in there. If Misha Tate was number 4, you gotta kick someone out of that top 3 for Misha Tate. I would say Misha's gonna be in there. Fuck you, me, dude. Anyways. Low Flynn, with a PG question for once. What's better, Xbox or PlayStation? I'm an Xbox dude. I've been an Xbox ever since, like, I used to play Halo 2 whenever I was in high school and middle school and shit, like competitively, not really competitively, but I was pretty serious about it and shit. We used to play with a bunch of our friends and try and go to tournaments and shit, and you could only play Halo on the Xbox, so since then, I've really only played Xbox, but PC is the master race. Loflin, where is Misha's fine ass at? Man, I don't know. Hopefully somewhere listening to the channel. Full-time MMA, thanks for the free content and new. Loflin, hey man, thanks for the questions. And still, fuck you mean, dude. Trumaine Flynn, who you think Kevin Lee is fighting next? I think it'll be, it was somebody ranked right under him, number 7. I think I got the ranking still pulled up. It's gonna either be Edson Barboza, lightweight right here. Dustin Poirier. I think it should be Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is supposed to be fighting Eddie Alvarez next. Eddie Alvarez got scheduled against Gaethje. Dustin Poirier is ranked 8. Kevin Lee is 7. And literally everybody in the lightweight division is saying no to Kevin Lee because they're all fucking busy doing something else. Nate Diaz, race season. Justin Gaethje took Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez took Justin Gaethje. Edson Barboza, he said he got injured when they offered him the Kevin Lee fight. Tony Ferguson, he's sitting out and waiting on something. Khabib, he's sitting out and waiting on something. Maybe they're waiting on each other. So literally, in Conor McGregor, he's doing Floyd Mayweather. So there's nowhere for Kevin Lee to fight except for fighters that are ranked below him. And I think it's going to be either Dustin Poirier or Michael Johnson. But since Michael Johnson just got clipped up, he's going to have to be out for a while, I'm guessing. So it's going to be Dustin Poirier or the Michael Chiesa rematch, and I would rather it be Dustin Poirier. If you could get Ali Quinta, that would be a fun fight, because I believe he has a loss to Ali Quinta, so he can get that one back. Now, I would actually pick Kevin Lee in the rematch, but yeah, Ali Quinta's not fighting much, so I can't really, just fucking harp on him too much. He's Mr. Real Estate. So, next question. Now to click back over to the damn questions. All right, you said, do you think Sean O'Malley can really hang with the elite in the 135 division in the UFC? No. Sorry, excuse me. No, he can't. Not yet. Not yet. You didn't say ever. In 3 years, 4 years, when he's 25, 26, 27, yes. 28, 29, yes. Right now, no. He's 22 years old. He just got in the UFC. Give the boy some time. Not right now. There's probably not any 22-year-olds in the world that can hang with the elite at 135. But can DJ ever become GOAT again? No. I mean, and yeah, the only way is if like all the other people ranked above him lose, like John Jones loses. Well, nope, because then you got Cormier. So no, I don't think he'll ever be ranked as the number 1 P for P. Well, right now he is ranked as the number 1 P for P fighter, interestingly enough. But do I think he can become GOAT again? I don't know. If he beats Ray Borg and then he beats another, or yeah. If he goes up eventually after he breaks the record, if he fights T.J. Dillashaw or fights the other champion, yeah. But with the current criticisms of him, of everyone saying he's scared of a bigger guy, looking like he's scared to fight T.J. Dillashaw, he's going to have to do something like that. Either rack up 15 straight title defenses, and even then, people are gonna say, "Oh, it's Cody," but you're still scared to move up. So he's gonna have to fight either Cody or TJ, or do some crazy shit, or for it to happen. Next question. I just realized this shit's already been going on for 54 minutes. Holy shit. Oh shit, look, we got Lex with the question. Who do you got in the DC Jones fight? Seems like you switch every couple of days. No, I was going with DC for the longest, but then as it got closer, I was like, oh shit, John Jones is actually back. Like, is this actually gonna be John Jones? I was only on John Jones for like 1 or 2 days, and it was just like, I wasn't even on his side. I wasn't even picking him to win yet. But whenever he came out talking to him about partying the day after the fight, already planning on winning and stuff, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm going with my initial fucking prediction and just saying Daniel Cormier. Jones versus Mayweather. Jones, Mayweather, Canelo. Let's go. I'm calling all three today. Okay, so you got Jones winning, Mayweather winning, and Canelo. Congratulations, bud, on picking Mayweather. You really went out on a limb for that one. Alright, nice predictions, bud. Not really. No, Lex, I gotta give you some shit, because you be giving people shit all the time. You coming in here and defending MMA, talking shit like a clown sometimes. Anyways, Andrew Kim, what new weight division do you want to see in either men or women's, and who do you think would be the favorite to become the champion in the new division? Suggestion, men's 220 and women's 125. Men's 220, you're fucking nuts. You must be a small guy because, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying 120. I was like, we already got 125. That's nuts. Men's 220 division? I mean, that's, and then what, like a super heavyweight? The division I think needs, I'm just going to say this, is women's 125. That's mine. Women's 125. That would allow a lot of the women from 115 and a lot of the women from 135 to meet in the middle and have some epic ass fights. Could even be some super fight shit. Imagine Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Ronda Rousey or something like that. That's what I always lean toward. So that's what I'm going with there. Low Flynn him. Oh, he's just saying some jokes that I've already said, I think, at the end of these videos. Alright, you got some jokes in there. I'm not going to read all those because we're already an hour in. After Jones rapes Daniel Teddy Bear Cormier, who do you get to give the next shot? Will it be the winner of the Manuel fight or Gus? Ooh. Personally, I would rather see the Gus fight. Just because Jimmy Manuel came out and he said Dana White guaranteed him the shot after he beats Ozdemir, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that. And Manuel said he won't fight Gustafsson because they're teammates, and Gustafsson put up one of the best fights against John Jones, maybe the best fight against John Jones out of anybody, in my opinion. So I'd rather see Gus personally versus Cormier. I'm sorry, versus John Jones, if he wins. Fight card I'm pumped for, UFC 214. How could you not be? That's the one I'm most pumped for. That Bellator 183 was sounding pretty nice, but I'm not as pumped for it as UFC 214. Fight they need to make. Ooh, that's a good call. Damn. I would say Weidman versus Jacare, or Weidman versus the winner of Romero. Or Weidman versus the winner of Luke Rockhold's fight. At heavyweight, what could they make? Light heavyweight. Yeah. I'm gonna say Chris Weidman needs to fight a legit 185 contender and see what happens. Oh shit, I think that might. Oh no. Yeah, there's one more question. Holy shit, let's get it. Okay, you said Joey Davis with the last question. Actually, I'm gonna hit refresh. Probably shouldn't, but fuck it, since I'm taking my time. He said, when are you and your brother going to make a video with your brother? I hope soon. Man, well, as far as the video goes, that's gonna take some time, dog, because I gotta get equipment. Once we get this, after I finish this, I'm gonna go start moving all this rest of the shit out of our new little fucking podcast wannabe studio shit. But as far as a video, I definitely plan on doing videos and all that shit, but I gotta get cameras and all that type of stuff. I'm not just gonna fucking Snapchat, me. Like, oh, hi guys, even though I have shown a little bit of my face on Snapchat, I'm not fucking going full audio, video, podcast type shit until I get some equipment in this bitch. So, and as far as shit, even some audio, I'm gonna have to wait till I get another microphone so he has something to speak on, and we ain't just like handing the mic back and forth. It'll be like an actual debate or some type of shit. We got some shit to work on with him. I gotta work him into it and shit. He's scared, man, but he's not. He acts like he's down. He's down and shit, but it's not the time yet. We got to get some more equipment, get some rooms set up a little more, and then I don't know. Maybe by the time I have 2,000 subscribers, he'll be ready. I'm sure for this other channel. So that is what it is, man. That's the last question. I'm gonna put up one video first because this is, I'm sure, gonna take 3 hours to fucking upload. So it is what it is, man. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Much fucking appreciated. And one thing I'll say to hitters, thank you everybody for listening and all that shit and supporting. One thing, I mean, you don't have to do this. You know I don't give a fuck with shit. I'm not telling you to do this. I don't give a fuck if you do this. But if you were just curious on something that I, might help, fucking, if you share the videos or anything like that, man, that's a fucking big help. Like, if you know, like, I'm on some Facebook groups, and so if you know, just sharing the video on there, that's 3 new people watching that shit. I know I put it in a couple Facebook groups I'm in, and yeah, man, so yeah. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to do none of that shit. That's just the idea to help, you know, spread, get the sub count up. I know I'm trying to do my part, and you guys don't even have a part, just fucking listening and just doing your part. But hey, like I said, Thomas T, shout out the fucking leader of the subscriber thumbs up train. What the fuck you mean, dude? It is what it is. Shout out to everybody again, all the free hitters, all the day one hitters, all the lurker hitters, and everybody else. Fucking let the hitters know what the fuck you time at in the comments. Dude, I feel like this shit went on too long. Fuck you mean.